What's up and welcome back to Rumor Has It Official. Let's get straight into talking about Love After Lockup, Life After Lockup. This is season 2 of episode 43. And the title of this episode is Between Rock and a Hard Place. Let's start off with Michael and Megan. So Michael has a talk with his friend Rock and he reveals that he slept with Megan. So Megan lied when she said that they only kissed, okay? Now, at one point, during their conversation, Michael mushes Rock in the face. And Michael just basically shows the type of clown he is by addressing Megan during their conversation as a bee. You know, he's saying things on the lines of, I don't mess with any of your bees, that type of thing. So he's just very disrespectful and he's just showing who he really is, which we already knew the type of guy that Michael is. So it's not a surprise, but it's just he shows more and more of who he is in every episode. He even encourages his friend to go back into the hotel and tell Megan how he feels. His friend says that he and Megan have something special and he wants to be with her. He also reveals that they were intimate more than once. So Rock goes to the room and you can tell that Megan is guilty and she hasn't been fully honest because of the look in her eyes. Now Rock, he begins to profess his feelings and Megan tells him she doesn't want him like that. Rock tells the camera crew that he thought he and Megan had great chemistry. And even though the feelings may not be mutual, he hopes that she will realize her value. Megan is still trying to move forward with Michael, but it seems to be such a huge double standard going on here. He can text and mess with all the girls that he wants, but the moment she does it, it's a huge betrayal in his eyes. He tells Megan if she wants to know something, she needs to talk to him and not snoop in his phone. So Megan says, are there other women? And Michael says to her, yes, there are other women in his phone that he talks to. So Michael tells the camera crew in his forever partner, he needs a woman that's loyal. So let me get this straight. He wants a woman to be everything that he's not. He is so sickening. I mean, this dude is sickening. Michael goes on to say that, are you interested in a future, no matter what that future may look like? And Megan says, if Michael can't be monogamous with her, then it's over. Let's move on to Angela and Tony. So Tony wakes up in the back seat of Angela's car, and then he decides to knock on the door to get back into the house. His whole attitude is, this is my house. This is also where I'm paroled at, and he doesn't plan on going anywhere else. So Tony begs Angela to let him in so that he can shower. And Angela, she caves in and allows him back into the house. She uses the excuse of being aware that Tony can't function without a place to stay. Let's move on to Lacey and Shane. So Shane gets home and Lacey still hasn't made it back home yet. He said that this puts him on the edge and it makes him wonder what she's doing and if she's with John. When Lacey gets back home, she tells Shane John is gone and got locked back up again. She says that she's so heartbroken that John got locked up again because she wants him to do better. This news makes Shane happy, okay? He feels that he doesn't have to worry about John anymore. Let's move on to Cheryl and Josh. So Cheryl's car broke down and got towed, so she calls Josh, wanting him to come and get her. Now, I don't know if you all remember, they supposedly broke up after he took her to that old dangerous castle, talking about, you know, he wanted to get married there. And he also got mad disrespectful with her during that time, during that season, that episode. So fast forward to now on this episode, they're back together. And he says that he's never found another girl as loyal as Cheryl. Now, you know, Cheryl and Josh's mother, they don't get along. So he goes into this laundromat and tells his mom that he needs her to help and needs her to go and get Cheryl. Now, I don't know what Cheryl is going through, but she is so malnutritioned. The last thing she should be worried about is chasing after Josh. Now, moving on, Josh's mother doesn't think that they'll last more than a month. And Cheryl says that his mother's presence disgusts her. So why is she trying to stay in this woman's home then? Does Cheryl not have her own home? Where are her kids? This is crazy. Comment down below your thoughts so far on the couples that I have mentioned. Let's move on to Clint. So Clint goes to see his parents and lets them know that Tracie is back in jail. They found meth on her. What really gets me is that Clint is obviously an addict as well. He looks so loaded every time you see him, or like he's trying to wing himself off of drugs, and he's just washed out. But his parents only talk as though it's just Tracie. So Clint's parents seem to be doing well for themselves. So I'm really confused on what happened during his childhood. What occurred? How did Clint turn out the way that he did? Clint's parents seem to play like nothing is wrong with their son. And to me, that's a problem. And that could be one of the problems, that they brush things under the rug and act like nothing is going on. Clint's father, he wants to know if this is the third time Tracie's been locked up. And Clint, he slips up, but tries to cover it up quickly, but he didn't do it quick enough. He slipped up and said that Tracie has been locked up 6 times. So Clint says that he knows. He said if Tracie went back to jail that he would be done, but he just can't do it because she's his goddess and his wife. Clint goes on to say that he wants to get Tracie out and doesn't want to give up on her, but his parents don't think that that's a good idea. He tells his parents that he doesn't want financial help, but more support from them. Clint says that he doesn't know what it's going to take to cut ties with Tracie. Let's move on to Marcelino and Brittany. So Brittany is excited to have her sister in Vegas because she gets to build a relationship that she didn't get a chance to have with her when they were younger. So Brittany tells her sister and Marcelino that she's going to see her mom and needs to talk to her about a few things. Brittany still has some scars from her childhood and blames her mom for a lot. Marcelino, on the other hand, he doesn't think that it's the right time because she's pregnant, but Brittany says that she doesn't want to upset her mother, but she doesn't want her hurtful past with her mother to linger. She's hoping after their talk that they can have a fresh start. Let's move on to Sarah. So Sarah goes out for drinks with her friend, and Sarah says that she's no longer affected by Michael and that she's not going to let him ruin anything anymore. She claims that she's done helping Michael, paying for his phone. And while Sarah and her friend are talking and having drinks, this scrub walks over and wants to sit by Sarah. Now, I'm going to tell y'all right now, they paid this dude to approach her. It's either that or either he saw the cameras and approached her because he wanted some camera time. The dude was a straight up scrub. He looked like a scarecrow with missing teeth, but Sarah, she still sat there and entertained him. And I wouldn't have given him the time of day, to be honest. So when it's time to leave, he wants to exchange numbers, but Sarah tells him that she will give him her number. Then this dusty scrub says, "How about a little something extra before you leave?" He proceeds to kiss her and she allows him. Like, who does that? You never met this person a day in your life and you don't know them from a can of paint, and she allows him to kiss her. I just feel like Sarah is desperate for love and she's longing for any attention that she can get. Comment down below and let me know your thoughts. Let's move on to Lacey. So Lacey shares with her friend that her and Shane got their names tattooed on each other. Now, she is so foolish because she was just unsure about him. And if John didn't go back to jail, she probably would have gone back to John. So it's just, she's very confused. And I really don't think that she should be with Shane. Maybe she should be by herself and just work on herself and be a good mother to her kids, because he's very young and he's just very immature. Let's move on to Cheryl. So Cheryl is moving to Colorado with her 3-year-old son to be with Josh. Very foolish. But anyways, while sitting with Josh's mother, he tells her that they'll be working towards getting their car fixed and plus looking for a place to rent. And the whole time there he's talking, I'm like, well, with what income? She just moved to Colorado to be with you. So I know she doesn't have a job, and he doesn't have a job because I believe he's a convicted felon. So it's just like, how are you all getting cars fixed and finding a place to rent? And the mom made it clear she wants them out in 3 days. So his mom basically lays down her rules and Cheryl gets super snappy and irritated. And my thing is, if you don't like her that much, don't stay under her roof. And I don't even think I would have allowed her to stay on the roof, but I feel like she still does certain things, or like coddles her son because she's afraid of losing him, or doesn't want him to go back to jail or make bad decisions. So she condones certain things, but I would have never condoned or allowed her to move in. I don't care if it is just for 3 days. Let's move on to Marcelino and Brittany. So Brittany says now that her mother has moved to Las Vegas, she has some things that she needs to get off of her chest and talk about. Now, even though she's very nervous, she's just looking for closure. She shows her mom where she ended up after she ran away, and she tells her that she was homeless. She ended up meeting a 30-year-old, and she was only 12 years old at the time. She got caught up with the wrong people who influenced her to do drugs. Her actions landed her in jail. So that man is also the father of her first 2 children that she gave up for adoption. Her mother apologizes to her and is very remorseful for what took place and says that she wishes that she could take her pain away. Let's move on to Angela and Tony. So Angela talks to her sister and tells her that she had Tony sleep outside in the car. She says that she hasn't decided if she's keeping Tony or not, adding that it's very difficult to cut him off and feels that he gives all that he can. So she's definitely making excuses and softening up. She's not holding fast to her word and what she said. And she tells her sister that love always wins. A bunch of nonsense, basically. Let's move on to Michael. So Michael, the lowlife, is at his hotel brushing his teeth, and then he gets a call. Now on the caller ID, the screen name says Lady. Michael is such a clown. Okay, he's such a clown. Michael tells the camera crew that he thinks the main reason why Megan is hurt is because he talks to other women, but he doesn't understand why she's focused on that. He's on the phone talking to this other woman, calling her baby, and he tells her that he's coming to see her as soon as possible, ASAP. He tells the cameras that he feels like he and Megan will always come back together, but right now he's not trying to be in a relationship with anybody invading his business. He adds, once he sees a flaw like cheating, he loses interest. Are you flipping kidding me right now? Y'all, this scrub has some nerve. Some nerve to even use that. Once he sees a flaw like cheating, and this is what he's been doing the whole time. So he's on the phone telling the girl to send him pictures. And did you all catch when he tried to make a song comparison to make a point, and he said Aretha Franklin sings "What's Love Got to Do with It"? He is so dumb because Tina Turner sings that. So you're trying to make a comparison to make a point, and you don't even know what you're talking about. You don't even know who actually sung the song. Michael goes on to say that he's trying to satisfy whatever itch he has. So when the producer wants to know who the girl was on the phone, he responds, just something I'm working on. He's a piece of crap for sure. I really need to hear your thoughts on Love After Lockup, Life After Lockup. This was season 2, episode 43. And the title of this episode is Between Rock and a Hard Place. Give this video a big thumbs up and comment down below, letting me know your thoughts on this episode. Don't forget to share this video with a friend who also loves watching Love After Lockup, Life After Lockup. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell so you'll be notified on the next time that I make an upload. And I will catch you all in the next video. Peace.